In a world of noise, distraction, and empty validation, most men are lost. They chase approval. They react to emotions. They seek comfort and avoid pain, never realizing that their power, their presence, and their purpose are slipping through their fingers. But there's another path, the Stoic path, not ancient in relevance, only in origin. A way of life built on discipline, clarity, and strength of character. It's not about pretending to feel nothing. It's about controlling what you can and mastering yourself in a world you can't control. This isn't motivation. It's transformation. In this series, I'll walk you through 5 rules every man must live by to become grounded, respected, and unshakable. Rules built on fire-tested wisdom, not hype. So, if you're tired of chasing and ready to build your character, your mind, your legacy, then listen closely. Because it all begins with rule number 1. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. Rule number 1. Control what you can. Let go of what you can't. He sat on the edge of his bed, fists clenched. She hadn't replied to his message. It had been hours. He checked his phone again and again. Every second felt like a rejection. His mind started spiraling. What did I do wrong? Did I say too much? Not enough? Is she talking to someone else? That quote changed my life. Because the truth is, she wasn't the problem. The silence wasn't the enemy. I was. When you start walking the Stoic path, the first thing you learn is this. You can't control other people. You can't control the outcome. But you can control yourself. Your thoughts, your energy, your choices. I stopped asking, why is she not responding? And I started asking, why am I letting this control me? That day I made a choice. Instead of texting, I trained. Instead of obsessing, I read. Instead of waiting, I built. I stopped reacting and started rising. Because here's the truth. The most attractive trait in a man isn't his looks, money, or even his words. It's his composure. When you're in control of your emotions, not cold but disciplined, you radiate something that can't be faked, confidence. Not arrogance, not neediness, but a grounded sense of self that says, I'm good whether you choose me or not. A Stoic doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He doesn't crumble when things don't go his way. Because he knows the only thing that truly belongs to him is his mind. That's the man women notice. That's the man people respect. And that's the man you become when you learn to let go of what you can't control and master what you can. This is rule number 1 of the Stoic path to becoming a better man. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. This is rule number 2. Embrace discomfort and delayed gratification. Inspired by, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Most men hit snooze. He got up. Cold air. Tired eyes. Quiet streets. No audience. No applause. Just discipline. Because while others were chasing comfort, he was chasing growth. Most people want results without the discomfort. They want confidence without rejection. They want the girl without building the man. But Stoics know the truth. Discomfort is the gatekeeper to greatness. Every rep is resistance. Every lonely Friday night is a sacrifice. Every time you say no to the easy option, you say yes to your future self. This is where high-value men are made, in the shadows. Not when people are watching, but when you're tempted to quit and don't. It's easy to follow the crowd. It's easy to binge, scroll, swipe, chase, but the Stoic man embraces silence. He chooses the harder path, not because it feels good, but because it makes him good. Every time you delay gratification, every time you choose purpose over pleasure, you build a kind of strength that can't be bought, only earned. And that strength, that is what women notice. That is what sets you apart. Not the flex, but the discipline behind it. Being attractive isn't about being flashy. It's about being rare. And rare is the man who embraces discomfort, who walks into the fire willingly, knowing that on the other side of pain is power. This is rule number 2 of the Stoic path. Embrace discomfort and delayed gratification. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to build you. And if you're ready for the next level, Stick around, because in the next video, we'll unlock the mindset of living by your values, not your emotions. Rule number 3. Live by your values, not your emotions. Dante was tired of being inconsistent. One week, he was the charming, attentive boyfriend. The next, he was cold and distant, distracted by his doubts, stress, or whatever mood overtook him. He didn't mean to be unreliable. He just felt pulled in 100 directions by life, emotions, and everyone's expectations. One night, after yet another fight with his girlfriend, Maya, she said something that stuck. "You're not bad. You're just lost. I never know who I'm getting each day." That hit him hard. Later, Dante found himself scrolling through quotes and philosophy videos, half distracted, until he landed on one from Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. It sounded so simple, so direct, but it felt like the exact thing he needed to hear. That night, instead of numbing himself with another show or texting apologies he didn't fully believe, Dante opened a notebook and asked himself, "What kind of man do I want to be, regardless of how I feel?" He wrote 4 words: integrity, courage, patience, self-control. These would be his anchors. The next morning, his alarm went off early. He didn't feel like getting up, but he remembered self-control and he rose. Later, when a coworker took credit for his idea in a meeting, he felt a surge of anger. But he paused. Patience. At lunch, a friend started gossiping. Integrity. He changed the subject. That evening, Maya called. There was tension in her voice, but instead of defending himself or slipping into old excuses, he simply said, "You're right to expect consistency. I've been led by moods. That ends now. I'm working on being the man I say I want to be." There was silence. Then, slowly, trust returned to her voice. "That's all I ever wanted. Someone I can count on, even when things get hard." It wasn't instant. Change never is. But each day, Dante lived a little more by values and a little less by feelings. And the irony? The more he anchored himself, the more others were drawn to him, friends, clients, even strangers. Because in a world full of chaos and emotion, a steady man is rare, and rare is powerful. Rule number 4. Don't seek to impress, seek to serve. Eli used to think confidence meant attention. He dressed sharp, spoke loud, and always had a story to tell. He worked out, posted motivational quotes, and made sure people knew he had ambition. His social media was full of goals, grind set reels, and pictures of his watch with captions like "Time waits for no man." But deep down, he was exhausted, because the applause never lasted. People cheered when he won, but when he was struggling, silence. The truth hit when a friend told him, "You're impressive, Eli, but I don't know if I'd call you dependable." That stung worse than silence. One night, scrolling through a philosophy thread he usually skimmed for aesthetic quotes, something stopped him. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. It felt like a challenge. What if, instead of trying to appear valuable, he actually became valuable? Eli deleted his stories, turned off his notifications. Then he got to work, quietly. He showed up early to help his team prep before anyone else arrived. He stayed late to clean up, even when no one asked. When his friend was going through a rough breakup, he didn't give advice, he just listened. When his gym buddy hit a plateau, he didn't flex, he trained with him, side by side. He stopped talking about his goals. He just lived them. One evening at a dinner party, a woman named Harper asked, "You're not like the other guys. You're not trying to win the room, but somehow you lead it." Eli smiled, not out of pride, but peace, because real confidence doesn't seek applause. It serves. It listens. It leads by example, not ego. And in a world addicted to noise, his quiet strength spoke louder than words ever could. Rule number 5. Memento mori, remember you will die. Logan was always waiting. Waiting for the right time to start his business. Waiting to tell his father he forgave him. Waiting to ask out the woman he'd been secretly in love with for months. He told himself he was being smart, strategic, but deep down he was afraid. Afraid to fail. Afraid to look foolish. Afraid to be seen. Then one morning, everything changed. He got a call from his sister. their old high school friend. Mason, the guy who was always cracking jokes, the one they thought would outlive them all, had died. Out of nowhere. Car crash. Gone in seconds. Logan sat in silence for a long time that morning. Then he opened a worn journal someone had gifted him years ago. Inside the front cover was a quote. "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Marcus Aurelius, his breath caught in his chest. For the first time, it sank in. He was going to die. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But soon. Sooner than he thought. That week, Logan made decisions he'd put off for years. He quit the job that was draining him. He called his father and told him plainly, "I forgive you. Not for you, for me." He walked up to the woman he'd been watching from afar and said, "I don't want to keep wondering, what if? Can I take you to dinner?" She smiled, not just at his words, but at his presence. There was something in his eyes now, a weight, a fire. He wasn't cocky. He wasn't trying to impress. He was real, grounded in the unshakable truth that time is short. And strangely, instead of fear, that truth gave him freedom. Because when a man lives like he could die tomorrow, he finally starts living like he means it.
I just want to take a moment to say thank you truly to everyone watching, subscribing, and supporting this channel. Every comment, every like, every share means more than you know. This isn't just a platform to me, it's a mission to bring timeless wisdom into modern life, to remind us, as the Stoics did, that we're not here to impress, we're here to live with purpose. If something I've said helped you think deeper, stand stronger, or see life a little clearer, then this is already worth it. Thank you for walking this path with me. Stay grounded, stay focused, and above all, live by what you believe.